Our story begins deep in the piney woods of East Texas, where three lifelong friends thought they were in for a peaceful night of fishing. What they got instead was something straight out of a nightmare. It was July 16th, a hot, humid Friday evening. Buster, 28, stepped out of his old pickup near a secluded lake he'd fished since childhood. With him were his younger brother Larry, 26, and their longtime friend. They planned a simple night: catch some catfish, roast a few hot dogs, and be home before dawn. The full moon was already rising as they launched their small aluminum boat into the water. By the time they reached the lake's center, the sky was pitch black and alive with stars. For hours they cracked jokes, whispered over the water, and soaked in the familiar sounds: owls hooting, fish splashing. Everything felt just right. But then, around 10 p.m., the mood shifted. A long, guttural howl echoed from the woods. Not a coyote, not even close. It was deeper, more primal, the kind of sound that grips your spine. They froze but brushed it off, until Larry landed a fat catfish, and the tension briefly broke. Back on shore near midnight, they built a fire and settled in. Their friend jokingly mentioned local legends about a monster herd on full moon nights. Larry laughed it off. Buster, a seasoned outdoorsman, had never seen anything out there he couldn't explain. But then everything changed. The forest went dead silent. No crickets, no frogs, not even wind. Then, a snap from just beyond the firelight. Footsteps. Heavy. Too heavy. Larry muttered that it was probably a deer. Their friend tried to joke about Bigfoot, but no one laughed. Buster turned on his flashlight, sweeping the trees. At first, nothing. Then Larry gasped and pointed. Two amber eyes, wide apart and far too high off the ground, stared back. When the light hit them fully, the creature stepped forward. It was nearly 10 feet tall, covered in dark fur, hunched forward like a beast, but standing on two legs. Its long arms dangled past its knees, ending in clawed hands. Its face was unmistakably wolf-like, ears pinned back, jaws slightly open, fangs visible. And those eyes, they seemed to glow from within. No one moved. Then the creature growled, deep and rumbling enough to shake their chests. Instinct kicked in. Buster hissed, "Get to the boat!" They backed toward the water, refusing to turn their backs. As they reached the shoreline, it stepped fully into the firelight. Shoulders 4 feet wide, claws like knives. The stench of wet dog and rotting meat hit them hard. Then it charged. They shoved the boat into the water and scrambled aboard. Larry yanked the starter cord. Once, twice, nothing. The beast crouched at the edge, ready to pounce. On the third pull, the engine roared to life and the boat lurched forward. The creature stopped just short of the water and let out a howl that echoed across the lake. They didn't stop until they reached the opposite launch. Gravel flew as they tore down the dirt road, hearts pounding, not speaking until they were miles away. That night, they sat in Larry's living room with the blinds shut and doors locked, waiting for sunrise. None of them slept. The next afternoon, Buster and Larry returned with rifles to collect their gear. In daylight, the lake looked unchanged, but it felt wrong. At their campsite, they found the cooler torn open, chairs overturned, and in the mud, massive prints 3 times the width of Buster's hand. Upright steps, claws digging into the earth. On a pine tree 7 feet up, fresh gouges in the bark. That was enough. They gathered what they could and left. Their friend never returned to that lake. In the weeks that followed, none of them slept well. Larry refused any more camping trips. Buster dove into online research and found story after story about something locals called a dog man. The descriptions were identical: towering, wolf-headed amber eyes. And Buster knew what they saw wasn't an animal acting on instinct. It was intelligent, it was evil, and it let them go, only because deep water lay between it and them.